Alessia, welcome to Sweden and Backstage Confessions. We're so happy to have you back. Are you ready for some questions? Yes? How do you say yes in Swedish? Ja. Ja. Which one of your songs would you pick as Sweden's national anthem? Would you say that Swedish people are pretty wild? Then maybe we could do wild things. Find me where the wild things are. What's the biggest difference between the Canadians and the Swedes? I don't know. I think we're actually quite similar. I feel like the people here are very similar to people back home. We have the same energy. The new album is called The Pains of Growing. What have been some of these growing pains? A lot of different things. I think that the older you get, the more you start feeling feelings that you've never really felt before and dealing with different emotions and situations that you've never had to deal with. And because they're very new, they can be pretty painful because you're like, what's happening to me? Am I dying? What's going on? So, you know, but then you learn, so it's fine. When we're on the subject, what would you like to grow more of in the world? I wish money like really did grow on trees. That would be sick. Then everybody could just be like, oh, I'm short a 5. Let me just pick one off of the tree. What's the biggest challenge with growing up? Maybe finding things out about the world and about people that you didn't think were real. Because sometimes you think people are one way and then you realize that not everybody has the same intentions as you. And I feel like when you're a kid, you think everybody's great, or you think like there's evil people and there's good people, but the people who are nice to you are good. That's not always true, and I think learning that people are complex and that we're everything at the same time, and we are good and bad, and we make mistakes, and we're happy and we're sad, and learning all those things are, you know, probably the hardest thing. Being on tour is a special thing. What has been the craziest experience you've had on tour so far? Yeah, one time I ate worms because I thought it was like it was like a dish in Mexico called escamole, which means worms, and I didn't know, and I had the whole thing, and I was like, this is delicious, and I realized it was little tiny worms, which is not good. What would you never go on tour without? Probably a guitar on the bus, because sometimes if I get an idea, like I need to, you know, sing it out, so probably always travel with a guitar, always travel with lots of sweaters and sweatpants. Ooh, tell us the story behind your Band-Aid tattoo. I basically was going through a really bad time, and I was doing a lot of impulsive things, and I was like, I'm gonna get a tattoo of a Band-Aid on my arm. And the Band-Aid has to do with the album, The Pains of Growing, and you know, there's the whole Band-Aid logo has been like the running theme throughout the record, so I decided to put it on my arm for the rest of my life. In Not Today, you're singing, Someday I Won't Be Afraid of My Head. What thoughts have scared you the most? Ooh, thoughts that I probably won't ever get over something, or that I'm never gonna find a way to be happy. You know, sorry, this got really dark, but you know, those are the things that kind of scare me, because sometimes when I go through things, I don't really know how to get out of them, and sometimes I fear that I'm gonna be stuck there for a while. Last year, you performed in the Sweden national team, in a Sweden national team shirt. Do you still have it? I do still have it, yeah. I remember they beat Italy in the World Cup, and I was like, if you can't beat them, join them. So I put on the shirt. If you could pick one Swedish person and switch lives for a day, who would it be? Is Zara Larsson Swedish? Her. Any day. She's so cool. I think she's so beautiful and has like the best style. Feminism is on the rise. What's the most powerful thing about young women today? I think we're becoming just a lot more proud of who we are and more confident, and not really afraid to just like do things that are a little bit different or a little bit, I guess, out of what's expected of us, especially with young girls. I think it's amazing, and you're just seeing a lot more like women being supportive of other women, like online, and I don't know, it doesn't feel as like competitive as people want it to be anymore, which is great. I feel like, I don't know, we're just a lot more supportive of each other. What's the message you want to leave behind for generations to come? There's so much more to life than the things that are told are important, you know, like fashion and the way that we look, and you know, just like little minor things that become our whole world. But then when you realize like the grand scheme of life, there's so much more, and the meaning of life, I think, is made out to be so much, like, I don't know, more complicated than it really is. I think at the end of the day, as long as you're happy with yourself and with those around you, and you just give as much love as you can, that's the most important. Pick 3 female artists to form a girl group with. Ariana Grande, Rihanna, and Zara Larsson, because I'm here and she's cool. Your latest album was about the pains of growing. What do you think the next one will be about? It'll probably be worse than this one. It's probably gonna be even more dark. No, I'm just kidding. I think, hopefully, it'll be a little bit lighter. I don't know where I'm gonna be in my life. It all depends. Hopefully it'll be a happier album, because hopefully I'll be happier. Sorry. Wrong phone that's being texted. Hopefully it'll just be maybe happier. Hopefully I'll be in a better place in my life. So last question, since you've been talking about growing, who do you want to be when you grow up? I don't know. I want to be someone that my parents are proud of and that my brother is not embarrassed of. Not that he's embarrassed of me now, but I hope he can be proud of me too. Thanks very much. I don't know if I should say thank you to the phone or to the camera. Thank you. That was cool.